For 5 long years, Nazi Germany had swallowed Europe, fortress by fortress, nation by nation, protected by the myth of the Atlantic Wall, a concrete serpent of steel. The Allies knew they had to break it. Now, Normandy, France. You're crammed into a Higgins boat with 35 Americans. The floor slick with seawater, the air stinking of diesel and vomit. Your gear weighs more than a third of your body. The ramp slams down, and the beach in front of you becomes a meat grinder. 4 seconds. That's all an MG-42 needs to tear through a platoon. A few miles inland, Oberleutnant Klaus Richter raises his binoculars. Not a fleet, a city of steel. 7,000 vessels from horizon to horizon. He grabs the phone. This is the invasion. If Omaha fails, the Allies could lose the war in the West before lunch. So how did anyone survive the bloodiest hour of D-Day? For months, the Allies fought a war of lies. Operation Bodyguard, fake radios, phantom divisions, even a ghost army under Patton to fool Hitler into guarding Calais. And it worked. June 5th. A storm pounds the channel. German forecasters predict no invasion. Rommel goes home for his wife's birthday. Senior officers relax at anti-invasion exercises. But dawn, June 6th. Richter sees what the forecast missed. The horizon bends under steel. The Atlantic Wall was built to stop this moment, but a wall of concrete was about to meet a bridge of steel. What went wrong? The plan was simple. Bomb the bunkers, land DD tanks for cover, rush the infantry. Reality. The bombers overshoot. Strong points stand untouched. Out at sea, 32 amphibious Shermans launch. Within minutes, 27 sink beneath the waves. Currents push landing craft off course. Sandbars force men to wade in neck-deep water, carrying 60 pounds of gear. If you stumble, you drown. On the bluffs, the MG-42 spits 20 rounds a second. One gun, one angle, and a whole company stops moving. By 7:30, the first waves are shredded. General Omar Bradley considers the unthinkable, halting Omaha and diverting to Utah. Was D-Day about to fail in the first hour? Inside the kill zone, pinned between surf and wire, men crowd behind a shingle bank. No room, no cover, no plan left. Officers fall. Corporals become captains. Small groups start gambling. Straight ahead is death. Up those bluffs, maybe we live 5 more minutes. Richter's guns open fire. He believes he's hit the destroyer USS Corey. Later reports say a mine. Either way, the gap closes, and the city of steel keeps advancing. Then, the horizon answers. American destroyers break every rule, and the Atlantic Wall. Seeing the slaughter, skippers on ships like USS Satterlee and USS McCook drive straight for shore, scraping sandbars to fire point-blank at German strongpoints. At 1,000 yards, naval fire isn't support, it's surgery. Concrete cracks, fields of fire blink, and on the sand, that's just enough for the infantry to move. But even with destroyers behind them, someone still had to stand, cross open sand, and carry a Bangalore torpedo toward wire and mines. Guts over geometry, breaking the bluffs. Engineers crawl forward, blowing gaps with Bangalores. Rangers and infantry scale the draws, E1, D1, slopes too steep for reason, perfect for courage. Small platoons turn into knife tips, flanking MG-42s that had pinned them. Once the bluffs are breached, the bunkers become boxes with no lids. And in the chaos, a man films. Sergeant Richard Taylor, U.S. Signal Corps, is hit within 30 seconds of landing. Wounded, He keeps his camera above water. His 300 feet of rough, shaking footage. Still the only motion picture of Omaha's infantry in the surf that morning. He would earn the Silver Star. Omaha turned not from strategy, but from two truths: destroyers that refused to back off, and small groups who refused to stay down. Why Omaha was so much worse. At Utah, currents pushed the first wave south into lighter defenses. Commanders shrug. We'll start the war here. By noon, 197 casualties. Omaha, 6 miles of sand under 150-foot bluffs, interlocking fire, and 5 exits turned into kill funnels. Add sunken DD tanks, missed bombardment, and off-course landings. Omaha becomes the bloodiest hour of June 6th. If the beach was hell, why didn't the German counterattack push the Americans back into the sea? The counterattack that never was. German doctrine. Counterattack instantly with armor. But June 6th skies belong to the Allies. Move tanks by day, it's suicide. The 21st Panzer Division claws between British and Canadians, then stalls under naval fire, losing half its tanks. The rest, paralyzed by Hitler's micromanagement. Panzer Group West can't move without his permission. Hitler sleeps in. Orders come too late. Omaha proved courage, but it also proved this truth. By 1944, industry is a weapon. The industrial equation of defeat. For every Tiger Germany builds, America rolls out dozens of Shermans. On D-Day, the Luftwaffe manages 300 sorties. The Allies? Over 14,000. War wasn't just decided on beaches. It was decided on Detroit's assembly lines. Richter, peering through smoke, sees it. Battalions reduced to numbers, and the numbers are against him. But numbers don't climb bluffs. People do. Nightfall, held by inches. By evening, 34,000 Americans hold a strip of France, 5 miles long, less than a mile and a half deep. The cost, over 2,400 Americans killed, wounded, or missing at Omaha, by far the heaviest toll of the 5 beaches. Bradley would later admit how close he came to pulling out. Instead, destroyers scraped sand, engineers cut lanes, strangers became leaders, and the bluffs fell to the men who climbed them. At Colville-sur-Mer, white crosses face the sea. Behind each one is a minute that could have gone the other way. What it meant. The plan had dreamed of 10 miles inland by nightfall. Reality, yards. Ahead lay the hedgerows, green walls perfect for ambush. But the door was open, and it would never close again. Omaha was a crucible where courage, naval audacity, and industrial might fused, and history bent. If you want more episodes where maps meet money and missiles, subscribe to GeoStrat.